Welcome to Santorini. Santorini is renowned for its breathtaking sunset that paints the sky with a vibrant hues of orange, pink, and purple. The island's iconic sunset views, particularly from the picturesque village of Uya, attracted travelers from all over the world. Santorini is also famous for its stunning cliffside architecture, pristine white sand beaches, and the unique caldera resulting from a volcanic eruptions. It is not all about the beautiful white houses at the cliffside of Santorini. Join me to discover the other side story of Santorini after the eruptions of volcano during the 16th century. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. If you are new from my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my new travel experience video. Enjoy watching. Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. One of the main attractions of the Greek island of Santorini is the archaeological site of Akrotiri. The extensive ruins of this Bronze Age settlement have been enclosed within a subterranean structure, with walkways that enable visitors to walk among the excavated sections of the Minoan port town, covered in the volcanic ash in the 16th century. The site is away from the main tourist spot of the island. The layer of volcanic ash that covered the settlement is particularly thick in this area due to the steep gradient of the pre-eruption's ground. The excavations has uncovered parts of the north and the east facade. Down to the bedrock, the ashlar masonry of white stuff survives in good conditions. Visible are the foundation stones and the courses of the ground floor above this area a string course. A projecting band of dressed stone block at the level of the floor of the first story, along with a few courses of this story. The height of the courses decreases gradually but systematically upward, less than 1 meter to the north of the city. From this sector consists of at least two autonomous buildings. The east building, of which only the ground floor has survived, has been excavated completely. A wooden staircase in the stone-paved arched chamber lead to the upper story. The spacious room 1 in the ground floor had a central column and a large windows in the east wall. A row of large storage jars, pitoy, stood along the south wall. The existence of the analogues room in the upper story is documented by the column's base found fallen from the above. Weavers worked in the upper room. The rest of the ground floor rooms were divided into smaller spaces and closets in which many objects and large pitoy were found. Today, the site is covered by a bioclimatic roof and walkways are suspended above the archaeological remains. In some areas, paths have been created that allows visitors to walk among the 2 and the 3-story buildings. Akrotiri is referred to the Greek Pompeii because the site was covered with the volcanic ash. And like in the Italian namesake, A charred bed was also recovered by archaeologists. This, along with a number of frescoes and the artifacts, are only displayed in the Akrotiri of Thera, Gali, in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. Although the earliest evidence of habitations dates the late Neolithic times around 600 years ago, it was not until the late Bronze Age, circa 400 years ago, that Akrotiri had developed into one of the main urban centers and ports in the Aegean Sea. The extent of the settlement is the estimated 20 hectares, although it has not all been uncovered. The settlement has a number of notable features. It had an elaborate drainage system and made up of sophisticated multi-story buildings that were decorated with exquisite wall paintings. The quality and the quantity of the furnitures and the ceramic vessels are evidence of the town prosperity, whereas the numerous imported objects recovered by the archaeologists indicate a wide network of communications across the Mediterranean, from Crete to the Dodecanese island to the mainland Greece, from Cyprus to Egypt and Syria. Santorini is not only known for its landscapes and history, but also for its vibrant traditions and festivals. Some fascinating facts about religious celebrations, cultural events, and the local costumes that make Santorini a captivating destination. Santorini boasts a range of unique beaches due to its volcanic origin. The Red Beach, known for its striking red cliffs and pebbles, and the Black Beach, characterized by its dark volcanic sand, are among the most famous. The Red Beach of Santorini is without a doubt one of the most stunning and interesting beaches on the island, and it stands out for its color. The volcanic eruption led to the formations of this beautiful site that is visited by many tourists every year. Its surrounding of enormous volcanic rocks, black and red pebbles, and the sun of the various colors, mainly red, compose of the wild scenery that attracts all the visitors and captivates everyone from the minute they step foot on the stunning place. Its rock formations and its interesting marine life make the beach also ideal for the snorkeling lovers. In proportions to the size of the island, Santorini is the only place on the whole planet with so many wineries. 9 indigenous grapes varieties are cultivated, including the famous Assayartiko, the most sought after Greek wine. Actually, there is so little rain on the island during the year that wine is most abundant than water. Despite its arid climate at volcanic soil, Santorini is well known for its exceptional wine productions. The island's unique wine growing techniques, known as kulura, involves straining vines into low circular shapes to protect them from strong winds. Indulge in the Santorini wine tasting tour to learn all about the wine productions. The dark coloring of each black sand beach, Santorini has its tied to the island's history. Some 3,600 years ago, an enormous volcanic eruption thoroughly reshaped the island, destroying the ancient Minoan culture and altering the island's geography into a current shape. The result of these eruptions was that the whole island was covered in pumice, ash, and volcanic lava. The mixtures of these ingredients with the sun is what gives the beaches this dark color and makes them extraordinary and different from the other beaches. During the Neolithic era, the island was called Strongoli, meaning of a round shape. Years later, the island's name was changed to the Kalisti, meaning the most beautiful one. And then, after the Greek independence, it was referred to as Thera after its capital city. The name Santorini is constructions of the words Santa and Irene from the name of the old cathedral in the village of Pirisa, although Thera remains the official name of the island. According to the 2011 census, the populations of the island is 15,550. This local populations expands in the summer month, especially in the peak time of July and August. But despite the few residents, over 2 million tourists are estimated to visit Santorini each year. As is the case throughout all the islands of the Cyclades, Santorini is abundant with more than 600 temples of all shapes and sizes. Although most of them are quite small, it is believed that there are more churches than residential houses on the island. A lot of them are also private. Easter is a significant religious festival in Santorini. Elaborate ceremonies and processions occur throughout the islands, with the highlight being the Midnight Resurrections Mass and the breathtaking fireworks display. Ancient Thera is the name of the archaeological site from the classical antiquity on the island of Santorini, which sits on the top of the limestone hill called Misavon. Starting in 1895, Friedrich Hiller von der Geertringen systematically investigated the city until 1904. In the 4th century BC, the most important era in the history of the island, ancient Thera, was transformed into an Egyptian naval base with the installation there of a large garrison. Excavations in the area have brought to the light on the Hellenistic settlement that stretched from northwest to southwest. The church, which survives today and is dedicated to Agios Stefano or Saint Stephan. It's built on the ruins of the early Christian basilica, probably dated to the mid-6th CAD. The basilica was three aisles with a double narthex and an apse on its middle aisles. Along its northern side, there was an oblong adjacent structure with a small apse. After its destruction, probably due to an earthquake, the Church of Agios Stefano, with two vaulted aisles, was built on the ruined mid-aisles, constructed with the ancient architectural members, mainly from the basilica. The church is dated to 8th to 9th century AD, with the inhabitants of Thera, as well as the other islands suffered from the invasions of Arabs, and their construction were rough and modest. Contrary to those belonging to the early Christian century, the two Christian monuments are eloquent witnesses of the inhabitants of the city even after the ancient times. Oia is a coastal town to the northwestern tip of Santorini, a Greek Asian island. The town has whitewashed houses curved into the rugged cliff tops and overlooks a vast caldera filled with water. In the 19th century mansions, the Naval Maritime Museum has exhibited a local seafaring history, including the old figures' heads, sailors' chests, and the models of old ships. Nearby is the ruined Oya Castle, known for its sunset views. The promenade stretches along the whole town and delivers beautiful views of the entire caldera. The most known and representative part, the Nicolao Numicao Street, in line with the 9th century marble. The stretches from the Church of St. George through the main square with the Church of Panagia Plastsani up to the former market house. Now it's the house of the Museum of the Ancients of Byzantine Musical Instruments. In this part of the promenade, you will find many boutiques of luxury clothing brands, jewelries, and hotels, spas, art galleries, and souvenir shops. It is also by far of the most crowded part of the promenade. The rest promenade behind the Museum of the Ancients and the Byzantine Musical Instrument leads to the ruins of the Castle of Oya and stairs of the Bay of Almodi. Two picturesque churches next to each other built on the slope of the caldera. They are located in the west of Oya, south of the main promenade that runs through the city from the caldera. With characteristic blue domes, they are one of the most photogenic churches in Oya. Oya, also known as Panomeria, is considered the most picturesque village of Santorini and holds the positions of the most visited spot for the sunset viewing, as it provides an excellent view of the well-known sunset, probably the most famous sunset in the world. Fira is the beautiful capital of the island and the biggest of the most cosmopolitan settlement of Santorini. It is located in the western edge of the island, opposite the volcano of the two volcanic islands, Palaya Kamini and Dania Kamini, that lie in the sea. Access to Fira beside the roads from the port of the airport is also feasible by cable car or through the donkey path from the port to those seeking a traditional experience. Thera is the combinations of natural beauty, social life, nightlife, and shopping, where you can feel the liveliness of the island and where all the action takes place. What makes Istora Vinician is the caldera view that leaves visitors speechless any time of the day. A walk to the scenic alley during the daytime will fill you with a harmony, while at the night you can feel yourself in the middle of the big party. There is a restaurant, cafes, bars, and clubs where you can relax, and enjoy the tremendous view or dance and have fun. It actually owns the greatest dining out and entertainment selections of the island, and the largest shopping center too. Moreover, there are many clothes shops, gift shops, souvenir shops, supermarkets, and other facilities for every needs. The Old Port of Fira, situated in the Bay of Fira. The Old Port Fira is the hidden treasures that lies 275 meters, approximately 900 feet below the bustling city of Fira, the capital of Santorini. Until recent decades, this port held a pivotal role as the island's primary commercial harbor. However, with the exponential rise in tourism, the purpose underwent a radical transformations. Today, the old port of Fira primarily caters to the needs of the travelers arriving on cruise ships, adventurers exploring the islands, volcanic wonders, and those seeking an unforgettable journey along the Aegean Sea. The old port of Fera serves as the gateway to the myriad of adventures on Santorini. For many, it is the first glimpse of the island's captivating beauty as they disembark from the cruise ships. From her, visitor can ascend to the Fira town via two quality thrilling options, the cable car or the famous Fira steps. The cable car offers a sweep of scenic accents, providing the panoramic views of the stunning caldera, while the 587 steps provide a more adventurous routes for the energetic travelers. The journey to Firda is an experience in itself, promising awe-inspiring vistas at every turn. An abundance of accommodations options can be found in the capital of Santorini, from luxurious hotels with an outstanding caldera views to the camping area for the alternative stay that will satisfy nature lovers. Did you know that the island was formed by a volcanic eruptions that occurred around 3,600 years ago? This catastrophic event is one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Three Cycladic architectures, Santorini is famous for its iconic whitewash building and the blue dome churches. The sunsets in Santorini are particularly spectacular due to the way the light interacts with the island's vast landscape, creating a kaleidoscope of colors as the sun dips below the horizon. As the sun descends over the Aegean Sea, casting its warm hues across the caldera, Santorini unveils an unparalleled spectacles. Its splendid sunset, viewing the sunset in Santorini, is a splendid binding moment, transcending the ordinary. As a normal person dreaming to visit one of the most beautiful landscape clifftops architecture in Santorini, it is an overwhelmed and mixed reactions of happiness that this day is meant for me to explore the dream come true bucket list unlocked. Memories that I treasure most in Santorini during the sundown. Having dinner with the unbelievable view of sundown with our romantic moments, especially along with your loved ones, and sitting in our terrace with a gorgeous and panoramic views that everyone dreamed of. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Thank you for your love and support to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments about what did you see or any feedbacks that will help my channel to improve in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my new travel experience video. Stay safe and take care.